We are now.
Okay, Jane, are we ready in the front?
No. Sorry. Yes.
No worries, that's why we ask.
And colleagues? Absolutely.
David, you ready? Okay. Well, good morning. Today is Wednesday, December 20th, 2023, and we'd like to welcome everyone to the board meeting. We'll call this meeting to order at 9:01 a.m. You can join today's board meeting via phone. Dial 971-254-3149. Conference ID 736-023-979 #. Audio capabilities are listen only and offered on a best effort for our public. Our meeting is also live streamed, and you can join us by going online to tctvonline.com and click on live broadcast. Before we get started, I'd like to remind everyone to mute their phone. You can do this by pressing *6. Please unmute your phone when your agenda item is ready to be discussed. For those joining via computer, please unmute your microphone and turn on your camera when your agenda item is called. All others must remain muted with their cameras turned off. Thank you. Public comment. Those intending to provide public comment to the board may attend in person or email submissions to publiccomments@co.tillamook.or.us. Public comments received by 12 p.m. on Tuesday will be distributed to the board, posted online before the meeting, and become a part of the public record. You may also provide public comment virtually by registering ahead of time. To register, please email publiccomments@co.tillamook.or.us by 12 p.m. on the Tuesday prior to the board meeting. Public comments can also be mailed to the Board of Commissioners office, 201 Laurel Avenue, Tillamook, Oregon 97141. For more information on public comment options, please visit the Board of Commissioners webpage. Okay, so like to welcome everyone in the room and invite them to sign the guest list if they have not yet done that. And do we have anyone signed up for public comment?
We do not.
We do not. Okay, thank you. All right, we will begin with the Pledge of Allegiance. Commissioner Bell, would you lead us, please?
Allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Okay, since we have no public comment and we do not have any non-agenda items today, we will go ahead and jump right into our legislative administrative items. We have discussion and consideration of an intergovernmental agreement with Portland State University for a needs assessment to address equity and cultural responsiveness within the local public safety coordinating council. We have with us today Lieutenant Ani Seaholm from the Sheriff's Office. Good morning, Lieutenant.
Good morning, Commissioners. So this is discussion and consideration, as you said, for an intergovernmental agreement between Portland State University and Tillamook County. We have been talking about this in Lipsick over the last few months. What we were doing is taking some remaining money from our Criminal Justice Commission grants from both Behavioral Health Court and our Justice Reinvestment Grant, and working with Portland State University to do an equity plan with our Lipsick. So this is the final intergovernmental agreement. We've got also our last invoice sent from them that will pay out if this goes forward by the end of this calendar year. So and if there's any questions, I'm happy to answer them.
Thank you. Questions or comments, Commissioner? We'll start with Commissioner Bell.
Thank you. This is the, we had a visit from these folks at the Lipsick meeting, correct?
Correct.
Okay. So I look forward to this. I think this will be interesting to see what comes out of it, and you know, if there's an assessment involved of how well we do this and suggestions about what we might do differently. And I think it's good to, it's always good to see how we can improve. Or maybe it'll come back and say, you guys are doing an awesome job. That would be even better. So I support this, and I'm interested in what they discover.
Thank you. Commissioner Yamamoto.
This is perfect. Working with Portland State University on behalf of the Mark Hatfield School of Government National Policy Consensus Center. I think they're the ones that can do this. I'm glad that Lipsick is involved with this. And I thank you very much for bringing this to us, and I am in full support.
Perfect, thank you. As am I think this is going to be a great project. We know that with the state of Oregon, over the last number of years, there's been a lot of focus put on diversity, equity, and inclusion, and really making sure that all state funds are being invested and used in ways that ensure that everyone in the community is able to receive the needed services. And I know that in your department, we have had Spanish-speaking probation person for quite some time, making sure that we have that for our most dominant language and culture. And I think this will be a really great opportunity to look and see, are there other pieces and places that we might want to add to our diversity in our program to make sure, again, that just everyone who needs the services that you all offer, because you offer a ton of amazing services, that they are available to everyone. So I think that's really the focus in the state's goal in having these sorts of assessments done and program adjustments made. So I look forward to the outcome of this as well. I think we as a county have been trying to look at this on a broader scale and acknowledge where we need to do better. So this will be a great piece of that. So thank you for bringing it forward, and I know it's additional work, so appreciate the willingness for everyone to jump in and really look at this with the PSU folks.
Yeah. And it'll be a collaborative effort with everybody with Flip 6, so they'll bring in multiple agencies to discuss different things with these folks, so that'll be good.
Yeah, no, I think it'll be great. I think looking at our law enforcement system as a whole is always a positive step. I think we have great collaboration in our county, and this is just another place where that will shine. So, yeah, thank you for that. I think we are ready for a motion.
Chair, I'm in consideration of an intergovernmental agreement with Portland State University for a needs assessment to address equity and cultural responsiveness within the local public safety coordinating council. I would move approval.
I second.
We have a motion and a second. Is there any further discussion? Hearing none, I will call for the vote. All of those in favor, please signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Aye. Motion carries. Thank you. Thank you so much, Lieutenant.
Thank you, Arnie.
Moving on to item 6, discussion and consideration of an order in the matter of the vacation of the remaining portion of McKinley-Moorage Road East on the Tillamook River, Tillamook, Oregon. We have Jasper Lind, Engineering Technician, Public Works. Good morning, Jasper.
Jasper.
Good morning, Commissioners. Good to see with you again.
Jasper's little slide over there.
I figured it would be a nice balance, a beautiful sunset and a terrible slide. So this morning we're bringing to you the potential vacation of McKinley-Moorage Road. This particular right-of-way has a long history. Its original alignment is surveyed in 1909. In 1919, when the State Market Roads Act was passed, it provided the counties with funding and guidance to develop roadways that were necessary for economic development, and particularly to get agricultural products to market. And at that time, the connection between Tillamook and Netarts was one such road, which was actually our second market road in the county. And McKinley-Moorage Road is part of that old alignment. However, in 1940, when the state took over a large portion of that alignment in order to establish Highway 131, this was one portion that was included within that Highway 131 alignment. There were a few other portions that were not included, including Netarts Road, a portion of Whiskey Creek over in Netarts itself. However, from 1940, when they took on Highway 131, at 1958, they decided to do a reorientation in order to establish the current bridge over Tillamook River. And that orientation vacated this portion of what was Netarts Market Road. And at the time, the southern property was owned by the McKinleys, who had a moorage, and thus was aptly named McKinley-Moorage Road. At the present time, both the northern and southern property are owned by the same group of folks, and they are the ones that are currently running the Tillamook Coast RV Park. And they are looking to expand some of their capacity and update some of their systems for dealing with waste, and the existence of a public right-of-way bisecting their two properties establishes a number of setbacks that really throws a monkey wrench in their efforts to improve that property. So we are recommending the vacation of that with the conditions that an easement is established, particularly for TPUD, as some of their major power lines do go through that property, some of which are in the right-of-way, some not. But we would want to see a utility easement established with them in order to preserve that particular access and maintenance. And also they would need to, we would recommend that they reach out to ODOT to establish a road approach, since this would be the sole connection. My understanding is they already are working with ODOT, that there's a proof on the way for that. And lastly, we would ask that they work out a potential construction easement for future bridge maintenance, since this is a very advantageous location for maintaining that Tillamook River Bridge. And in my conversations with the property owners, they are very enthusiastically affirmative in that regards. So nobody wants to see any slowdown on repairs to that bridge. If you have any questions for me, I'd be happy to address any concerns that I can.
Perfect. Thank you, Jasper. Questions or concerns, Commissioners?
I do not have any questions or concerns. Thank you.
Perfect. Commissioner Yamamoto?
No, I'm sure, Jasper, you and Director Landy have been through this and you see no downside for County Public Works. So with the brain trust in place, I think I could support this vote.
Perfect, and I would agree. Clearly, this makes sense, and when we can vacate public right-of-ways that are not something that are part of our system, part of what we're using, it just seems to make sense to me. So I think we're ready for a motion.
Thanks so much. And Jasper, I do want you to fix that road right behind you too. That needs to be a priority.
I'll get right on it.
Just giving you a bad time. Madam Chair, consideration of an order in the matter of the vacation of the remaining portion of McKinley Morris Road east of the Tillamook River, Tillamook, Oregon. This being board order number 23-081. I would move approval.
I second.
We have a motion and a second. Is there any further discussion? Hearing none, I will call for the vote. All those in favor, please signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Aye. Okay, we didn't hear you, David, but we saw your mouth move, so I accepted it. Okay. Perfect. Thank you, Jasper.
Thank you,
Thank you, Commissioners.
Okay, moving on to item number 7, which is discussion and consideration of an order in the matter of the reappointment of a member to the Tillamook County Planning Commission. Sarah Absher, Director, Department of Community Development. Good morning, Sarah.
Good morning, Commissioners. Thank you. Yes, before you is an order for signature to allow Kurt Heckeroth's continuation of participation serving on the Planning Commission. Kurt has actually been serving for over 20 years, and for the majority of that time has been our chair, and he has done a phenomenal job. And so I would like to request that he be reappointed, please.
Thank you. Questions or comments, Commissioners?
I am grateful for Mr. Heckeroth's long-standing service. I'm glad you told us 20 years because I was wondering, I was thinking, boy, he's been with us for a long time. And the Planning Commission is a very difficult job. It's a huge time commitment, and people have to grow into a level of astounding expertise about planning issues. And so it's invaluable. The service that people provide is invaluable, and I'm really deeply grateful that people are willing and that Mr. Heckeroth is willing to continue. So thank you.
His father actually served before him.
Oh, wow.
Just a fun fact. And what sparked his interest and motivated him was a road approach permit from Public Works, if Jasper is still listening. So, yeah, great guy. We're very lucky to have him.
Thank you. Commissioner Yamamoto?
That's absolutely amazing. I am in complete agreement with Commissioner Bell. The Planning Commission has, and these are all volunteers. And you know what I say about volunteers. We appreciate them so much. But this has to be the toughest volunteer committee that we have in the county. They take it from all sides. Their meetings can go for hours and hours and hours at a time. And I've known Kurt for a lot of years, and I respect him so much, and I am so glad that he is able and willing to continue on in that position. Again, being the chair is again probably the most difficult position on the Planning Commission. But he's got some great backup in you, Sarah, and other members of your team. So I know you bring them the right information so that they can make the appropriate decision that they need to make. Not always decisions that are well received by the community, but again, it's a very difficult job. You've got to deal with the criteria, and the criteria only. That's one of the things that does make it so difficult. It really does. But I am in complete support, and I want to thank Kurt and the rest of the planning commission for their service.
Thank you, Commissioner. Yeah, and I agree. This is one, right up there with the Fair Board. We always talk about the amount of hours and commitment that the Fair Board takes, and the Planning Commission is right up there and tops it only because of the legalistic nature of the decisions that come before the Planning Commission. And when I became a commissioner, didn't really have on my radar that we were the sort of review and final say in Planning Commission decisions that then were appealed. So I've learned a lot very rapidly about the work of the Planning Commission in reviewing their work and the statutes that govern the decisions that come to us. And it is extremely complicated, extremely legalistic. And I think people don't realize that it's not the decision that you want to see that you get to make. I don't want a house here, or I don't think there should be, development on that lot. That actually isn't a decision you get to make from your opinion. It's a decision you must make from the law, from the code, and from hard facts. So it is challenging, and I know that it becomes very personal for people who would like to be able to utilize their properties the way they want. And Planning Commission members make the right decisions and then do take sometimes a bit of heat for that. So I appreciate very much Mr. Heckaroff's willingness to continue to serve and continue to chair, because yes, that's double duty. So thank him on our behalf, and I think we're ready for a motion.
Madam Chair, in consideration of an order in the matter of the reappointment of a member of the Tillamook County Planning Commission, this being Board Order number 23-082, I would move approval.
A second. We have a motion and a second. Is there any further discussion? Hearing none, I will call for the vote. All those in favor, please signify by saying aye. Aye.
Aye.
Aye. Motion carries. Thank you, Sarah.
Thank you very much.
Okay, item number 8, discussion and consideration of an order in the matter of the appointment of a member to the Tillamook County Solid Waste Advisory Committee. And we have with us Justin Weiss, Interim Solid Waste Program Manager. Good morning, Justin.
Good morning, Commissioners. Can you hear me?
We can, thank you.
Yeah.
Very good. Morning to you all. So yes, today we're requesting an appointment to the Solid Waste Advisory Committee. So Ordinance 4, Article 2 established the Solid Waste Advisory Committee, or we usually refer to it as SWAC, and there are 9 members within different jurisdictions and industry, within timber, 2 solid waste representatives, dairy industry, and so within the solid waste bucket, we have 2 representatives as of up to our last meeting in September. We had one with City Sanitary and one with Recology, and the individual, Scott Meathy, moved on from Recology and is out of the area. And so we have a vacant spot under one of those solid waste designations. And so Dan Blue, who's new with Recology, he's their government and community relations manager. And he's attended some meetings in the past as a public at large, and he's interested in carrying the torch for Recology and being involved with solid waste decisions here in the county. And I think it is invaluable that we do have the hauler's input to inform decisions and guide recycling and solid waste endeavors here in Tillamook County. So I would ask that Dan Blue be approved. We've maintained a quorum even without the individual who has left. So this would just strengthen our core group, and continue to allow SWAC to operate at an efficient level. So I'd be happy to answer any questions if any of you do have some.
Thank you, Justin. Commissioners, questions or comments?
I agree with Justin that the work of the SWAC, the Solid Waste Advisory Committee, is invaluable to doing business, the business of solid waste in Tillamook County. And again, I'm very grateful for the service of people who volunteer on the Solid Waste Advisory Committee. They're very interesting meetings. When I became a commissioner, I didn't know anything at all about solid waste, and they're very interesting meetings. It's fascinating to learn about what goes into handling the waste and recycling products in a community. And so industry professionals are essential to our working knowledge. And so I'm grateful that we have a new willing member in Dan Blue, and I look forward to meeting him.
Thank you. Commissioner Yamamoto.
Justin, I appreciate you being here with us today. Again, these special committees, advisory committees are so important to the work that we get done in Tillamook County. Again, we can't operate without our volunteers, and this is great. Solid Waste Advisory Committee does a terrific job making sure that things happen. And again, Tillamook County is kind of a leader across the state of Oregon when it comes to recycling and things of that nature. You've done such a great job, and I do appreciate it so much. So I appreciate Mr. Blue and full support.
Perfect, thank you, and I agree with my colleagues. I think this is fabulous, and I am in support. I think we're ready for a motion.
Madam Chair, consideration of the order in the matter of the appointment of a member to the Tillamook County Solid Waste Advisory Committee, this being board order number 23-083, and this being board order for the Solid Waste Service District number 23-014. I would move it.
A second.
We have a motion and a second. Is there any further discussion? Hearing none, I will call for the vote. All of those in favor, please signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Aye. Motion carries. Thank you so much, Justin.
Yeah, thank you, Commissioners. Happy holidays.
Happy holidays.
You too.
Okay, number 9, discussion and consideration of a prevailing wage rate contract for construction with Chown Hardware for the courthouse exterior door replacements project. Kevin Jolly, Supervisor of Facilities. Good morning, Kevin.
Good morning, Commissioners. Like you said, what we have before us is a prevailing wage contract between Chown Industries and the county for replacing several doors in the courthouse, the 2 entrance doors, the north and south entrance doors, the basement door at the bottom of the ramp, and then the north door facing First Street. Especially the door facing First Street, that door is a circa 1932 door, so desperate need for that one to be replaced. And the other doors, their mechanisms and everything associated with them, they leak whenever the wind blows certain directions. It's very bad. They're just due for replacement. And unfortunately, doors for commercial buildings are not exactly cheap. So, but that's what we came in at $82,560.25. So that's all I have. If you all have any questions, I'd be happy to answer them.
Perfect. Thank you, Kevin. Comments, questions?
Well, it was a shocking number to me, so if other people are reeling from sticker shock, I don't blame you, and yeah, and Kevin too. And but I've never tried to purchase commercial doors, so I wouldn't have known what they cost. But what I can attest to is that the north door here on the courthouse facing Laurel leaks, and there we have to use sandbags when it rains. There's often water intrusion in the building, and it doesn't work right. So I fully agree that we need to replace them.
Thank you. Commissioner Yamamoto.
Kevin, you do a great job of maintaining a 1932 building. It used to be the jail. I remember when I first became commissioner, our offices at the commissioner's office at that point were individual cells that we held people in. You do a great job. This is an old building. It's showing its age, and yet we have to have modern mechanisms to allow employees in, to make sure the public doesn't come in when they're not supposed to be coming in certain doors. The leaking problems have been it just kind of amazes me that we continue to look into that.
Right.
So it is a lot of money, but absolutely something that needs to be done. We need to make sure that our courthouse continues to operate, and leaking is not one of the best things to have happen in a courthouse. So
Yeah.
I am in fair support here.
Thank you. Whenever I hear the word atmospheric river, I start to sweat.
As well you should.
Right. Thank
Thank
you.
you for what you do, Kevin.
Thanks.
Thank you, I agree. Definitely protecting the outer envelope of the building is a crucial piece when you do this type of asset management. You know, we can't have water coming into the building. This has to be solid, also for security reasons, and those doors definitely are ready for an update. The price is shocking, although I will say it was interesting sitting in a Tillamook Lightwave meeting earlier this year looking at replacing doors on the cable landing station down there. They actually came in, I can remind me, Doug sitting here and David both, somewhere around $200,000 for, I think it was 3 or 4 sets of doors. It was quite shocking, and doors are just frankly very expensive, and there are not very many companies in our area that do doors. That was the other thing I remember when I was trying to replace the front door at CARE, part of our remodel. We had to change the size, anyway, a whole bunch of things, but trying to find a door company was challenging. So Kevin, thank you for your work in that. And while 82,000-ish sounds ridiculous, it is in fact the going rate for doors. So appreciate
Right.
your work.
Thank you. Thank you.
Yeah. All right, I think we're ready for a motion.
Chair, in consideration of the prevailing wage rate, in consideration of the prevailing wage rate contract for construction with Cowan Hardware for the courthouse exterior door replacements project, I would move approval.
I second.
We have a motion and a second. Is there any further discussion? Hearing none, I will call for the vote. All those in favor, please signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Aye. Motion carries. Thank you, Kevin.
Thank you. Happy holidays.
You
Happy
too,
holidays.
happy holidays.
Okay, discussion, number 10, discussion and consideration of the Association of Oregon Counties Conference product tasting donation thank you letters to the Pelican Brewery, Tillamook Creamery, and Werner Gourmet Meat Snacks. Isabel Gilda, Executive Assistant, Board of Commissioners. Good morning, Isabel.
Good morning. Every year in the fall, the Tillamook County and the Board of Commissioners attends the Association of Oregon Counties Conference. It's in November. And at the end of that conference, it's a special event held every year called the Taste of Oregon. And this is where all the attending counties bring products to showcase and highlight samples of products that are made in their home counties. So Tillamook, as you imagine, our table is very popular, and we receive very generous donations from the Creamery, Pelican Brewery, and Werner Gourmet Meats. We get jerky. And this year we received from the Pelican the Sparkle Hops, the hops infused sparkling water, which this year was enormously popular. And the Pelican gave us many, many samples to pass out. So I know a lot of people appreciated that. So before you today for your consideration are the thank you letters for the generous donations.
Wonderful, thank you. Questions and comments, Commissioners?
I'm happy to sign these thank you letters and to publicly thank our partners for these donations. That Isabel mentioned the Sparkle Hops, Pelican Sparkle Hops. For people who don't know, Pelican is now making sparkling water out of hops, and it's delicious. And I'm not a beer drinker, so I particularly appreciate it. It's a real treat. And at the AOC event, it's also a treat. I was able to go this year, but last year we had Sparkle Hops. And there's a whole room full of tasting opportunities, and there were only a couple that were non-alcoholic. So people really appreciated the non-alcoholic option. And I love Sparkle Hops. And of course, beef jerky and cheese. And so there are things that I send to people from out, as gifts, and I really appreciate being able to share them with people from other parts of the state because they're something that we're really proud of. So thank you.
And they're very unique, and then I think they've expanded their range of flavors. So this year I think we received 4 different flavors. So the non-alcoholic aspect was very popular.
Oh yeah, thank you.
Commissioner Yamamoto?
Ma'am, so I'm in complete agreement with Commissioner Bell. This is an opportunity, and this year's annual meeting for AOC was the largest in history, from what I understand. We had over 500 attendees. We only have a couple hundred commissioners, but we have different organizations that attend, and different groups within AOC outside of the commissioners that attend. So it's a great event. This is an opportunity for individual counties, all 36 counties from across the state, to really showcase some of the things that really are unique and very, very popular, not only throughout Oregon, but throughout the country. And this is another area that Tillamook County can shine when you have things like Pelican Brewery and Tillamook County Creamery Association and Werner Gourmet Meats. I mean, We do so many things so well. It just gives us an opportunity to go out there and showcase what we do. And it's the most fun event of AOC, the annual meeting. You just get to go around and taste and compare from products from all across Oregon. Great event, and I agree. I thank Pelican Brewery, Tillamook County Creamery Association, Order of Gourmet Meats, for providing these products for us so that we can showcase Tillamook County.
Perfect, thank you. And I agree with my colleagues. It's always a fun event, and we have a lot to be proud of in Tillamook County in terms of what is produced here. And we have amazing partnerships where folks share that. And this year, having these 3 partners be willing to donate their product and allow us, and I say us, meaning our amazing office staff who are there serving. So thanks to Isabel and to Debbie both for being there and manning our table, which is a very busy table, as we talked about. There's a lot of work that goes into that. I think it's about an hour and a half event roughly, and it's just chaos in there for an hour and a half as people circle the room the first time to grab everything and then come back for their favorites, which our table is always full of. So thank you both for that work as well, and thank you very much to our partners at Pelican and at the Creamery and at Werner Gourmet Meats for their donations. We appreciate it.
And they've been donating for many, many years also. So we're very lucky with the continued donations.
Yes, we are. All right, commissioners, I think we are ready for a motion on this.
Chair, in consideration of the Association of Oregon Counties Conference product tasting donation thank you letters to the Pelican Brewery, Tillamook Creamery, and Werner Gourmet Meats, I would move approval.
A second.
We have a motion and a second. Is there any further discussion? Hearing none, I will call for the vote. All those in favor, please signify by saying aye.
Aye.
David, you
I
were...
didn't say aye.
Oh, there you go. You were frozen for a minute. I was like, aye.
Oh, okay.
Motion carries. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you, Isabel. Okay, in record time, I was trying to think if we've ever had a meeting in my tenure that's this short. They're extremely unusual if we ever have. So I will open it up at this point to board concerns, if there are any for this morning.
I don't have concerns, but this is our holiday meeting, and so I just want to wish the community very happy holidays. I hope that you are safe and healthy and happy and enjoy your time this holiday. Tomorrow's solstice, Christmas at the end of the week, and whatever it is that you celebrate, I hope it's joyful.
Thank you. Commissioner Yamamoto.
Yes, I also want to convey those thoughts. This is the happiest time of year. It is. Unfortunately, I'm not there in Tillamook County, but I'm still very happy. So that's a good thing. I do want to wish everyone in the county, everyone listening, a very Merry Christmas and the happiest of New Year's. Although we will be available again next Wednesday. Looking forward to it. That'll be my last meeting. I want to thank the residents of Tillamook County for your confidence in me moving forward. But please do have a very Merry Christmas.
Perfect, thank you. And I share the words of my colleagues. Everyone have a happy holiday. Enjoy the celebrations with friends and family. And we will just look forward to seeing everybody next week. But we will have Christmas in between. So I will go ahead with board announcements, which is a pretty long list for a short meeting. So the commissioners will hold a board briefing on Wednesday, December 20th, 2023 at 2 p.m. to discuss weekly commissioner updates. The meeting will be held in the Board of Commissioners Meeting Room 106 in the Tillamook County Courthouse, 201 Laurel Avenue, Tillamook, Oregon. The teleconference number is 1-971-254-3149. Conference ID 736-023-979#. The Commissioners will hold an executive session pursuant to ORS 192-660 sub 2 sub I on Thursday, December 21st, 2023 at 4 p.m. to conduct a performance evaluation. The executive session will be held in the Board of Commissioners Meeting Room 106 in the Tillamook County Courthouse, 201 Laurel Avenue, Tillamook, Oregon. This executive session is not open to the public. The Commissioners will hold an executive session pursuant to ORS 192.660 sub 2 sub I on Friday, December 22nd, 2023 at 3 p.m. to conduct a performance evaluation. The executive session will be held in the Board of Commissioners Meeting Room 106 in the Tillamook County Courthouse, 201 Laurel Avenue, Tillamook, Oregon. This executive session is not open to the public. Christmas Eve and Christmas Day are observed holidays for Tillamook County. All county offices in the courthouse will be closed on Monday, December 25th, 2023, and Tuesday, December 26th, 2023. In addition, the Tillamook County Library, administrative offices of the Jail and Justice Facility, Public Works Department, Community Development Department, Surveyor's Office, and the Health and Human Services Department and clinics will be closed. The State Circuit Court, located in the county courthouse, will be closed on Monday, December 25th, 2023. The Board of Commissioners office is excited to announce the December 29th, 2023 launch of the Commissioner's new agenda and meeting management system, CiviClerk. CiviClerk is an online platform that streamlines meeting workflow, creating, managing, and archiving agendas, minutes, and audio-video. We will have a new meeting webpage on the Commissioner's site that will function as a portal where all meeting information is easily searchable and accessible. Throughout January, a shortcut on the county's homepage at tillamookcounty.gov will aid in navigating to the new meeting webpage. Our meetings will continue to be live streamed, and starting December 9th, you can join us by going online to tillamookcounty.gov/BOCC/page/meetings-agendas-minutes. The teleconference call-in number is 1-971-254-3149. Conference ID 866-914-607#. And just for clarity, they will continue to be live streamed online as well at tctvonline.com. So there will now be 2 places that you can see our meeting, and 2 different places that recordings will be archived. So just as a heads up for everybody, we will be more accessible than we've ever been. So is there anything else that I have missed? And this just feels like we can't possibly end this meeting at 9:37, but apparently we will. So we will officially adjourn at, now it's 9:38. Officially adjourn at 9:38. Thank you, everyone. Oh, David. Oh, he's just waving.
I was just thinking, I hope you're not saying that just because I'm not there, the meeting's going faster.
We didn't have to. I think you've just given Doug a challenge. Look out in the new year. Thank you, David. All right, we are adjourned at 9:38.